Hello viewers, welcome to Civil Learning Online, and today in this video I will be discussing about the stiffness method or the displacement method, which is basically a type of matrix method of structure analysis, and the second one is the flexibility method. I will soon be adding video on the related to flexibility method. And guys, I would like to tell you one thing, that I have been uploading video related to civil engineering subjects once a week. So guys, do subscribe to my channel to stay updated with the videos related to civil engineering, and if you don't want to miss any updates, press the bell icon also. And without any further delay, let's get started. And as you can see, we have a numerical which I will be solving using the stiffness method or displacement method. And the step 1 is the calculation of the number of kinematic indeterminacies, and here I will provide you with the steps which I will be using in this numerical. So first let's have a look the steps which I will be including in this numerical. So guys, here are the steps, and the step 1 is the calculation of the number of kinematic indeterminacies. Here in step 1 I will be first deal with the different types of support and their conditions, loading conditions or the reaction which the supports carries, and the second one is the fixed in moment, and I will provide you with the different formulas or different loading condition in which we use different formula for calculating the fixed end moments. And the step 3 for the calculation of the stiffness matrices, or that is the elements of strip matrices, that is A11, A12, A21, A22, and the step 4 find out the displacement using the relations P plus K D equals to 0, and in step 5 we will be calculating the final moment using the slope deflection method equations, and in step 6 I will be drawing the bending moment diagram. So guys, here is the step 1 in which we will be calculating the number of kinematic indeterminacies. So before calculating the kinematic indeterminacy, let's have a concept. We have a look toward the concept of different types of supporting condition, and before moving toward the loading or reactions components of the different types of supports, let's first have a look toward our question. And the question is, our support A is roller support, support B is also roller support, and support C is our fixed support, and the span AB is loaded with the point load of 10 kilonewton, which is loaded at the mid span of the span AB, and the span BC is loaded with UDL whose span is 4 meter. So guys, now let us have the look toward the reactions of different types of supporting condition. So guys, if we discuss about the fixed support, this is our fixed support. So guys, in fixed support we have basically 3 conditions of static equilibrium, that is summation h equals to 0. Summation h equals to 0 is basically nothing but the sum of the forces in acting along the horizontal direction is equals to 0. Similarly, summation v equals to 0 and summation m equals to 0. Summation v is the sum of forces acting in vertical direction equals to 0, and summation m means the moment at about that point equals to 0. Suppose this is our point A, then in case of fixed support, what we have, force in horizontal direction, that is Fx is also present, Fy means vertical forces are also present, and it also carries the moment is also present. So it carries all the 3 reactions. So in fixed support, what we have, number of reactions equals to 3 for fixed support. And if we discuss about the hinge support, then let me first draw the hinge support, and the hinge support is of this manner. Somewhere you may find it is represented as this also. In this case, what we have, moment is released, but here we have vertical reactions, means Fy is present and Fx is also present, means horizontal and vertical forces are present and the moment is released, means what we have, number of reactions equals to 2 for hinge support. And if I discuss about the roller support, then roller support is of somewhat this manner. In this case, what we have, only vertical reaction is present, that is Fy is only present, and moment is also released, and horizontal force Fx is also released, means number of reaction equals to 1 for roller support. So guys, I hope you understood this concept. Now let us move toward the step 1. Now see here guys, what we have, this is our fixed support, means here the number of reaction is 3. This is our roller support, number of reaction is 1, and this is our roller support, number of reaction is 1. So guys, if we calculate the number of kinematic indeterminacies, that is Ki equals to sum of all the reactions in the given span, and the sum of all the reaction is 3 plus 1 plus 1, means 5 minus number of static equilibrium, and we have the number of static equilibrium equals to 3, that is summation h equals to 0, summation v equals to 0, and some of the moments equals to 0. So we have kinematic indeterminacy of this structure equals to 2. You may ask that why we needed to calculate the kinematic indeterminacy, and the answer is we needed to calculate the kinematic indeterminacy, but because it helps us to know that it gives us idea about the element of stiffness matrix, whether our stiffness matrix is of 2 by 2 form or 3 by 3 form. It gives us. So as our kinematic indeterminacy is 2, it means our stiffness matrix for this numerical is going to be 2 by 2 matrix. Now guys, let us move to, and the kinematic indeterminacy basically tells us the number of point through which our given span can rotate. Here the degree of kinematic indeterminacy is 2, and here there are 2 points, that is A and B, through which our span, that is beam, can rotate. So guys, now let's move toward the step 2, and in step 2 we will be calculating the fixed in moment. Let me write down the step 2, and I will provide you with the formulas which are being used to calculate the fixed in moment. So guys, this is our step 2, which is the calculation of the fixed in moment, and here are the formula which are which are widely used, or which are used for calculating the fixed in moment. And the first one is when our span is carrying the UDL. I have discussed about this formula in my other videos related to slope deflection method or that moment distribution method. You can check them out in I section or in this description also. And here are the formulas when our span is loaded with UDL and our support. This is here I have shown this for the fixed support, but it is this formula is prevailed for hinge support also. So guys, do not get confused and use this formula for finding the fixed in moment. Similarly, if our span is carrying the point load which is acting at the mid span, then the formula is MAB equals to minus WL by 8 and MB equals to plus WL by 8. And if our span is non-uniformly loaded or asymmetrically loaded, means our load is acting away from the center, then we have the formula MAB equals to minus WAB square by L square, MBA equals to plus WA square B by L square. Similarly, if I haven't discussed about these two formulas in my previous video, but here I am discussing because you may have the numerical related to this formula. So have a look. We have, if our moment is acting away from the center of this span, then MAB equals to minus MB times 2A minus B by L square. Similarly, MBA equals to plus MA times 2B minus A by L square. And if our moment is acting at the mid span, then MBA equals to minus M by 4, MBA equals to plus M by 4. And guys, these were the formula for calculating the fixed in moment. Similarly, here is the diagram for drawing the free bending moment diagram, and this is prevailed only for the hinge support, means support which may be represented by this type, and this may be A, this may be B, or it may be represented by this support which I have discussed at the beginning of this video. Then in such case this type of bending moment diagram prevails. And let us find out the fixed in moment of this numerical now. So guys, if I calculate the fixed in moment of end A, then it will be given as MAB equals to, fixed in moment is denoted by this cap, and MAB equals to minus WL by 8, and the loading is 10 kilonewton, so minus 10 into L is 3 by 8, means 30 divided by 8, and 30 divided by 8 will be equals to, 30 divided by 8 will be equals to our 3.75. so this is minus 3.75 kilonewton meter. Similarly, MBA equals to plus WL by 8 equals to plus 10 into 3 by 8, which will be equals to plus 3.75 kilonewton meter. Now guys, if I calculate the fixed moment of span BC, then MBC equals to minus WL square by 12, which will be equals to minus 8 into L square, means 16 by 12, and on solving this we will get MBC equals to minus 10.67. Similarly, MCB equals to plus WL square by 12. I am using this formula because the span BC is carrying the UDL. I have shown you the formula just few minutes ago. So now put down the value, plus 8 into 16 by 12, and we will get plus 10.67 kilonewton meter. So guys, now guys, after calculating the fixed in moment, we need to calculate the restraining force P. So let us write it down. Restraining force, TRAINING, restraining force at coordinate 1 and 2 is. So guys, here the coordinate 1 and 2 is basically our support. Let us represent the point A as our coordinate 1 and point B as coordinate 2. And guys, we have got the value as MAB equals to minus 3.75, MBA equals to plus 3.75, MBC equals to minus 10.67, and MCB equals to plus 10.67. Now what we have restraining force at point 1, that is P1 equals to this force minus 3.75 kilonewton, and P2 equals to minus 3.75 and plus 3.75 and minus 10.67. Restraining force at coordinate 2 means sum of these force and sum of these force. Here the force is 0, so 0 plus minus 3.75 will be minus 3.75, and plus 3.75 minus 10.67 will give us minus 6.92. And if we represent this in the matrix form, then we will have P equals to P1 P2, and it will be, if we return the value, then we will have minus 3.75 minus 6.92. So guys, that was our step 2, and our step 3 is to calculate the element of stiffness matrix. So let us see how to calculate the step element of stiffness matrix. So let us write it down. Step 3, and in step 3 what we need to do is one thing more, guys. This is P1 is kilonewton meter and P2 is also kilonewton meter. For calculating the element of stiffness matrix, I will be needing an extra diagram which I have drawn in the side, and there are two formulas basically, that is K equals to 4 EI upon L or K equals to 2 EI upon L. So guys, now watch this step 3 very carefully, because most of the student faces difficulty in calculating the element of the stiffness matrix, which is not that much difficult. Just watch this step carefully and you will clear all your doubts, or you will be able to clear all your concepts related to this method. So guys, let us apply the unit rotation at point A. Let me write it down here. So guys, the point is applying unit rotation at point A. So guys, if I apply unit rotation at point A, then due to this support, this is roller support, and due to this roller support our span will deflect somewhat in this manner. Means the max slope will be of greater value at A and least value at B. So guys, here we will have two conditions. Applying unit rotation at point A for end A. It means if we are applying the unit rotation at a point and for the same point, at a point for same point, then we will use K, and I am applying the unit rotation at point A for the same point. At point A means 1, and for the same point means again 1. K11 equals to 4 EI upon L, and the span of up to B is 3 meter, so divide this by 3. Now guys, again for end B means guys, we are applying the unit rotation at the same point A, but this time we are considering at point B. Means we are applying the unit rotation at point A, so K1, and for point B means, and the point B is denoted by 2, so K12 equals 2. Now guys, see, the deflection value is going to be least here, means this portion is pointed here, means this least value, so 2 EI upon 3. This is just for understanding. Here heavy portion means 4 EI by L, and here the least portion, so 2 EI by L. Now let us apply the unit rotation at point B, and let us write it as applying unit rotation at point B. Now guys, what we have here, if we apply unit rotation at point B, then for point, first let us draw the deflected portion figure diagram here. So guys, for point A, what we will have here, K21, and the deflected diagram for point B will be of this manner, and here it will be of this manner. Means guys, if I am taking the unit rotation at point B for point A, at point B for point A, we will have here at point A we have least value, so 2 EI upon span is 3 meter. Similarly, for point B we have K22 equals to 4 EI upon L. Means, see guys, why K22? Unit rotation at point B for point B means we are here and we have two heavy portion here, that is for span BA and BC, so 4 EI by L plus 4 EI by 4, this 4. Now if we calculate the total then we will have here K22 equals to 7EI by 3. Now guys, if we write the element, create a 2 by 2 matrix, then it will be written as K11. If we represent the unit 2 by 2 matrix by K, then K element will be represented as K11, K12, K21, K22. This is our 2 by 2 matrix, and we came to know that our matrix is going 2 by 2 matrix because we have 2 degree of rotation. If there were 3 degree of rotation, then our matrix would have been 3 by 3 matrix. So now guys, let us put down the element of K11, that is 4EI by 3, and K12 equals to 2EI by 3. Similarly, K21 equals to 2EI by 3, and K22 equals to 7EI by 3. Now guys, let us take EI by 3 common from all the term. Take EI by 3 common from all the elements. Then we'll have here EI by 3 equals to 4, 2, 2, 7. Now guys, after determining the value of K, let us use the relation, that is P plus KD equals to 0, and from there we will find the value of deflection D1 and D2. So guys, here I will be using the relation P plus KD equals to 0. Now put down the value of P, and we have calculated the value of P, that is P equals to minus 3.75 minus 6.92 plus, and the value of K we have recently calculated it, that is EI by 3 times 4, 2, 2, 7 times D, and let the deflection be represented as D1 and D2 respectively for point A and B. Now guys, let us do some solution here, and let us write it here or. And if we bring this P this side, means if we bring this on the other side of equals to, then we will have here EI by 3 times 4, 2, 2, 7 times D1, D2 equals to minus times minus 3.75 and minus 6.92. Now guys, let us do vector multiplication here, and for doing vector multiplication, what we need to do, multiply this 4 with D1 and this 2 with D2. Then we will have here 4 D1 plus 2 D2. Similarly, 2 D1 plus 7 D2. 2 D1 plus 7 D2 will be equals to, this all negative sign will turn positive, minus 3.75, 6.92. So guys, you can see that it is taking the form of equation. So let us equate both sides of the equals to. So we will have here two equation, that is EI by 3 times 4 D1 plus 2 D2 equals to 3.75. This is our first equation 1, and also EI by 3 times 2 D1 plus 7 D2 equals to 6.92. Now on solving these two, we will get the value of D1 and D2. We need to do one more step, and that is 4 D1 plus 2 D2 equals to, multiply this 3 with 3.75, we will have here 45 by 4 EI, and similarly from here we will have here 2 D1 plus 7 D2, and multiplying 6.92 by 3, we will have here 519 by 25 EI. 25 EI. Now guys, solve these two equations using the calculator, and you can solve this. Let me show you how to solve this in calculator. So guys, as you can see, this is taking the form of AX plus BY equals to C. So click on mode 5 and equation, select 1, because this is taking our equation is of the form of first, that is AX plus BY equals to C. So click 1. Now enter the value of A equals to 4, B equals to 2 and C equals to 45 by 4. Similarly again here put equals to and then press 2 equals to 7 equals to and 519 by 25 equals to, and then again press equals to, then you will get the value of D1 and D2, which will be D1 equals to 1.55 by EI. Similarly D2 equals to 2.52 by EI. Now let's move toward the step 4, and in step 4 we will be applying the slope deflection equation to calculate the final moment. So guys, in step 4 we will be applying the slope deflection equation, and if I apply the slope deflection equation at point A, then it will be written as MAB equals to MAB plus 2EI by L times 2 times theta A plus theta B. And guys, we all know that the moment at end A will be equals to 0, because it is hinge support and it is acting at the end of the span, so it will be equals to 0. Now if you calculate, if you apply the slope deflection equation for point B, then it will be MBA equals to fixed in moment MBA plus 2EI by L times 2 times theta B plus theta A equals to 0. Now put down the value of the fixed in moment, that is MBA equals to 3.75 plus 2EI by 3 times 2 into theta B means deflection at B, that is the value of D2, and we have got the value of D2. Just simply put down the value, that is 2.25 by EI plus theta A means D1. So we have got the value of D1 as 1.55 by EI. Just put down the value and write it. So guys, on solving this we will get the value of MBA equals to 8.143 kilonewton meter. This is the final moment at point B. Now guys, applying slope deflection equation for point C, then MBC equals to MBC plus 2EI by L times 2 times theta B plus theta C equals to 0. This is the fixed in moment at point B for span BC. So guys, now put down the value, then it will be minus 10.67 plus 2EI by L equals to 4 meter times 2 times theta B means 2.52 by EI, and theta C equals to 0, so equals to 0, and on solving this we will get the value of MBC equals to minus 8.15 kilonewton meter. Now let us calculate the fixed moment at MCB. So MCB equals to MCB plus 2EI by L times 2 times theta C plus theta B equals to 0. Put down the value, MCB equals to plus 10.67 plus 2EI by 4 times 2.52 by EI. This is the value of theta B, as theta C equals to 0. So on solving this we will get the value of MCB equals to plus 11.93 kilonewton meter. here are the final moments of at point A, at B, and at point B and C. Here this is the moment at point A for span BA, and this is the moment at point B for span BC. So guys, in step 5, this is our final step, and in step 5 we will be drawing the bending moment diagram. So guys, as span AB was carrying the point load at the mid span, and we need to first draw the free bending moment diagram. And for calculating the free moment when our span is carrying the point load at the mid span, we use the formula WL/4. So by using this formula, if we calculate the value of moment, then what we get is W mod 1. W means 10 into span is 3 by WL/4, and the moment is 7.5 kilonewton meter means, and the point load means our bending moment diagram will take the triangular form. And suppose this is our mid span, then it will be 7.5 means here this is our 7.5 kilonewton meter. Similarly, our span BC was carrying the UDL, and for that we will be using the formula WL²/8 for span BC, means W is 8 into L square, means 16/8, 16 kilonewton meter. So, and this will take the form of parabola as it is UDL. So suppose this is at the mid span, and this is our 16 kilonewton meter. Now guys, put down the final moment, and here the moment is 0, MAB equals to 0, and MBA equals to 1.43, and this is 1.5. This is 1.5 and this is 1.43, means they are nearly equal. It does not matter because the value is actually same, that is 1.85, and the moment and the fixed support is 11.93, a little bit bigger than this value. Here it comes. Now after doing this, shaded this excess portion. Now guys, what we need to do is, this is our positive, 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 and this is negative, and this was our final step. I hope this video was helpful to all of you guys. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and if you do not want to miss any videos related to civil engineering and get notified, then stay connected with Civil Learning Online. My next video is going to be on flexural method or flexural matrix method. So see you in the next video. Till then, have a nice day.